Glastonbury Festival, the greatest festival in the world. 5 days of unmatched entertainment, 120 stages, 4,000 live performances, over 200,000 in attendance. It's the biggest greenfield festival in the world. Last year I tried the camper van experience, and this year it's the real deal in camping. This year it's a big one. This is Glastonbury Festival, my favourite one yet. Here's what went down. So it's Wednesday morning, last minute packing, mountains of booze, portable chargers, earplugs, the blackout tent. So we hop in the car, Spotify playlist on the go. Vibes are good. The wait has felt like forever. We're absolutely buzzing to finally be en route. Stonehenge spotted on the way, which always marks the final hour of the trip remaining for us. So it's a 3-hour road trip from London to Pilton, home of Glasto. Finally arrived, parking sticker on the windscreen, the calm before the storm. There's definitely pros and cons to camping. The trip from the car to the campsite was brutal, and the trolley didn't even last the journey. I'd lost 2 wheels by the time I arrived. The camper vans go on the outskirts though, or even off-site. It's a very long way back at the end of the day, or if you need to nip back for anything. Ideal festival weather though, and a perfect forecast for the next 5 days. Tent goes straight up. I bought a Decathlon 3-man tent, which pops up easy, and loads of extra space for all your stuff. Solar shower was an absolute lifesaver. It's not glamorous, but it does the job. Leave it warming up in the sun and enjoy a hot shower later. Pitched at the northwest corner of Glasto, near Silver Haze, which has got some incredible stages and is always open late if that's your thing. Time to head in. Carhenge is back this year, 24 mutated vintage cars in Williams Green to resemble Stonehenge. Glasto is far from just the music, there's an impossible amount of things to see and do outside of music. Quick go on the dodgems. These are really bad actually, didn't bump into anyone. First meal of Glasto. There's over 500 food stalls, so you won't struggle to find anything you want. If anything, you'll be overwhelmed with choices. Over 17,000 hand-painted bins scattered across the festival. Huge queue for the Greenpeace showers already. The solo shower came in clutch to save us loads of time. There's an old railway line that cuts straight through Glasto. It's a really useful straight path for getting all over the place. Past the infamous long drop toilets, not glamorous either, but they do the job. On the opening night of Glasto there's always a fireworks display, and this year for the first time a drone display before that as well. I'm going to try and grab some quick halloumi fries on the way to eat together during the show.
Thank you. Let's go.
The best spot for the drone display is meant to be the pyramid, so that's where we're headed. The display was pretty cool, but they missed a trick not playing any music during it. Perhaps they weren't permitted to or something. We stood here more or less in complete silence with thousands of others. Once the Glastonbury logo was up in the sky, it really hit home that we'd finally made it, and the sickest 5 days imaginable coming. Annoyingly, the fireworks are on the opposite side of the festival, so we're not going to make it in time to catch them. We can see them lighting up the park area in the distance, which is where we're headed next. Past Greenpeace again on the way. The tree looks unreal lit up at night. Cutting through Pennard Hill campsite to get up the park hill for the best view of the festival and the famous Glastonbury sign. What a view. It puts in perspective the scale of it. Roughly 1,100 acres or 500 football pitches, bigger than the country of Monaco. It's crazy how it goes from a farm through the entire year to being a city for a week. Dipping into the Bimberlin and the Wishing Well en route back down from the Park Hill. The plan is to go here after headliners another day. There's more than 850 water points scattered across the festival, so you're never too far from one. I'm going to go really hard this year, so I'm going to need it. Day 2. Actually slept unreal in the Blackout 10, even better than the camper van last year. Even more on offer today before all the main music stage is open tomorrow. Every Thursday morning there's a Glasto 5k run. Hundreds get involved and it just happened to pass us on the way to breakfast. Stumbled across Joe Wicks leading a workout, got involved for about 10 seconds, not really my thing. Or a 5k run actually. The Glastonbury Free Press, a free paper printed on site, available every Thursday and Sunday morning. It's a great way to catch up with everything that's happened on site, and it makes for a great souvenir as well. Over to the Green Futures field. In Glasto's words, this is the place where the most inspiring green ideas are on show, where you can experience growing green energy from artists, campaigners, musicians and visionaries.
I will later.
They're waiting around there.
Can't read.
Going Shangri-La next, the southeast corner, or the naughty corner. Absolutely insane here at night, different vibe in the day. Another place that comes alive at night is Icon. We're planning to see Bicep here, more on that later. We're slowly headed to the Pyramid Stage next for the world famous Thursday Piss Up, hosted by the Glasto tree, and everyone dresses up in pink for it. Met loads of people here, we got pretty hammered, we kept being fed shots of all kinds.
I'm a pro, mate. Don't you worry about that.
Oh, that's nice. It's really sweet.
Massive group of us this year. Gonna meet up with the rest now at West Holt's for a music quiz.
Was the population of Pilton to the nearest 100?
Question on the Glasto Free Press teed up nicely.
The festival's own independent official newspaper celebrated its 10th anniversary last year. What is the name of that publication?
Headed to Bread and Roses for a couple of drinks, maybe more actually. Slowly making way back to base. Don't want to go too hard on the Thursday. Tomorrow's going to be absolutely massive and all the music starts and loads I want to see. Day 2 over. Now the fun really begins. Friday, day 3. All the stages open from today. There's no right or wrong way to do Glasto really. Some prefer to completely wing it. Others like me like to put together a loose plan of who I'd like to see, but expect plans to change. Annie Mac opening the other stage, first time seeing her. Decent set to kick off the day. Another top tip, don't be afraid to split up from your group and see an act solo if there's someone you really want to see. I've never been to the acoustic stage and I really want to see Angie McMahon, so that's where I'm headed. John Smith on Just Before. Not familiar with his stuff, but unsurprisingly great voice.
Come and say hello.
Angie was incredible. It's a small tent but not many go, so loads of room. Managed to easily get to the front.
It's okay, make mistakes, it's okay, make mistakes. I froze on the spot where you
The only real criticism everyone can agree on with Glasto is overcrowding. Some areas are perfectly fine obviously, but others can get closed off because of overcrowding. You'll see later just how dangerous it got. So Barry can't swim at the park. The crowd was standstill on the way there, so people were cutting in between tents and jumping over fences. What a view from the top though. I missed Confidence Man on at the park in 2022. This year on the other stage and a bunch of new songs since. This was an absolute riot. Bombay Bicycle Club followed them, and Damon Albarn made a surprise guest appearance. Back over to the pyramid stage. LCD Soundsystem as the sun set in front of us, followed by Dua Lipa coming up after. Dua Lipa was class, and she brought out Kevin Parker, which was a pleasant surprise. I'm a huge fan of Tame Impala.
We want to be free. We want to be free to do what we want to do. And we want to get loaded.
To close the night off, Bicep on at the Icon stage, arguably the coolest stage in the festival. It was absolutely rammed on the way there. Apparently there was a crush at the front and someone was unconscious. The set suddenly stopped, bright white lights came on as the announcer asked everyone to step back. The set paused for a good 20 minutes before it carried on. When it carried on though, Jesus, unreal.
Steps backwards as I count to give them some more room. Get ready to take the steps backwards with me.
Annie Mac, Angie McMahon, Confidence Man, Bombay Bicycle Club, LCD Soundsystem, Dua Lipa and Bicep. Ridiculous day. Tons of energy in the legs still though. Let's see what tomorrow brings. Day 4. Can't wait for today. Another stacked day ahead. Dropped by the BBC introducing stage for the first time. August Charles were on, who were decent. The likes of Ed Sheeran, Florence and the Machine, the 1975, Sam Fender, Lewis Capaldi have all played here to a small crowd. You never know, you could be watching the next big artist if you swing past. It's about midday, so the plan is to find some breakfast/lunch and then head to the pyramid for Cyndi Lauper. Her voice sounded way past it, but it is her farewell tour, and still lots of hits in her catalogue. I forgot about this. I'm a flag wanker now. Absolute lifesaver, to be fair, for easily getting to the group when you're separated. People are always splitting off for other acts, toilet, etc. A big part of the magic at Glasto is secret sets. These are listed as TBA in the lineup, some huge names over the years, and if you catch wind of the secret set fast enough to get there, you're in for a treat. Word had got out that Kasabian were doing a secret set at the Woodsies for 6 PM. We got there an hour early, and just as well. A matter of minutes later, it was closed off because it got overcrowded. Legendary set. Gonna drop by the other stage for the streets and then dip early for Coldplay headlining the pyramid.
Streets riding high with the beats in the sky. All stare, eyes glaze, garage burned down, the fire rage. For 40 days and in 40 ways. Through the blaze they see my metaphor and simile. Get all applications into me before the deadline. Cause it's a fine line between strike all times and who's got the bag? Who's in the back pocket? I'm here to bring Avril. Let's be having the big ups back. You have to do what you can. It needs to be organised because once that hill gets busy, yeah. Me! Can you say me? We do not have much time left!
Divided opinions on Coldplay before the festival, but they put on an incredible show, one of the festival highlights.
You're a musical charmer. You're the world's greatest farmer. Who ever got knighted wearing shorts? Thank you, Michael. Thank you for everything. We love you.
On to Arcadia to check out the Dragonfly for the first time. Eric Price doing a set 2 till 3 AM. I somehow got unbelievably lost. I thought I'd left Glastonbury. I ended up walking past a farm packed with cows. I made it back to the tent in one piece eventually. Day 5 up next. James on at the other stage first. Enough time to catch the first half, then head over to Shania Twain on the pyramid.
Thank you.
If you don't like the crowds, go behind the sound system, since there's always tons of space to dance, just a worse view. We did this trick a few times. This is where things get crazy again. Avril Lavigne on the other stage, when she could have easily been a pyramid headliner instead of SZA, who had perhaps the smallest pyramid crowd in history. Apparently a few people got injured at this one because of the crowd size. Avril was unbelievable, pure nostalgia. Two Door Cinema Club on after, then we're going to the West Holt stage later for Justice headlining. Stayed out at the park until the early hours. We dipped into a few nightclubs on the way back down. And that brings us to the end. Glastonbury Festival, thank you again. Hope you enjoyed the vlog. See you next year.